I want to talk to you today about the importance of compassionate self-dialogue and finding the time for creativity as a sensitive person, especially if you're going through life transitions. May they be a divorce, an awakening, anything that's going to shift your stability a little bit and make you wonder if you are doing the right things. So perhaps you're asking yourself, what's next for me? What do I really need? What do I truly want? And the most important question I would say is, am I willing to listen to myself with honesty, with compassion for myself, and with courage? Because the truth is, if you don't give yourself permission to discover what you need, and for that, you need to be honest, you have to be fearless, and you have to be compassionate, not judgmental. If you don't do these things, chances are you may never know what it is that you really want. So if this sounds appealing to you, I hope you listen to the whole video. And the first section is the power of compassionate self-talk. During times of uncertainty, the relationship we cultivate with ourselves becomes an anchor. And it is not through criticism that we feel better, do we? It's not through pressure. It is through compassionate, honest, and curious self-talk. So instead of asking yourself, what's wrong with me? You begin to ask, what do I need? What is life inviting me to see? What is trying to emerge through me? Compassionate self-talk creates safety within, and honest self-talk brings clarity. So curious self-talk opens the door to possibility, not criticism or fear. And so together, honesty, compassion, and curiosity, they guide you forward, one truth at a time. I will say that the next step, after you've decided to be honest and to be compassionate with yourself and to keep a curious mind, an open, curious mind, the next step is to embrace your pain, to embrace your longings. So often we postpone our deepest desires. We tell ourselves, later, I'll deal with that later. I'll try in a few years when, my children are older, when things settle down, when it feels safer. But life transitions have a way of revealing what we can no longer ignore. And they ask us to face a powerful truth, whatever that may be. So if you postpone that, you are also postponing your growth. And what you long for matters. It wouldn't be there otherwise. And you don't choose your desires. They're there for a reason. Maybe a bigger reason that you can comprehend, but they're there trying to say something to you. And you cannot just always say, well, maybe someday, maybe eventually, but not now, because really now is all we have. So when you allow yourself to embrace your longings in the present moment, you affirm a new belief. And you opened a new door to possibility. And that belief, and it circles around this idea of you deserving more. I deserve more. And from that moment forward, your life begins to take a different color, a shift into something new. It is powerful. It's just all it takes is for you to say, I am ready to listen to what it is that my soul is trying to communicate to me. Creativity as a sacred companion. One of the most powerful ways to nurture your inner dialogue is through creativity. Creativity reconnects you to your essence. It quiets the noise of fear. It allows truth to surface gently and naturally. And for some, this is writing. For others, it may be painting or dancing or um, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be a traditional way of being creative. It can be anything. Maybe just spending time in nature. So for me, it has always been music. Music became my sanctuary, my refuge from a young age. It was kind of like my prayer, my way of praying. And it was never about performance or achievement. It's only recently that I am sharing it more, but it was mostly for myself because it was about connection with my soul. I didn't choose it consciously. I was just drawn to playing my guitar and singing and writing lyrics, and I felt at home, and I felt a peace that was very healing. And so that's why I always stay true to that way of expressing my creativity, my what I believe is my relationship with my soul and with God. Um, so I didn't turn to music to heal, not consciously. I simply allowed it to exist within me. And in doing so, it healed me in many ways and it guided me. Um, I believe it was God's way of communicating with me, of keeping me safe, of comforting me, and reminding me of who I truly am. And just as music was that channel for me, there is a unique path for you. We are all creative people, even if we're just creating negative thoughts about the future. That is a very powerful way of using your creativity. Maybe not the best use of it, but we're all creative beings, and it is nice to find an outlet for that creativity because it, like I said, it's going to make you feel at home and it's going to make you feel safe enough to connect with parts of yourself that otherwise would be wouldn't be within reach for you. And we all have a way to connect with spirit, with something that is greater than ourselves, which for some people might be nature, for other people might be a specific religion. It doesn't really matter, but it is definite. Spirit is definitely something that we can't fully explain or comprehend, but we can experience it, and it happens every time you are capable of pausing and connecting with yourself or other people. But in this case, I think it's important to start making those connections with your own self in the present moment. Opening to the guidance of spirit, especially in times of crisis and reinvention. It's crucial, I will say, because if you're waiting to understand everything, to do the right thing, you could be waiting forever. The truth is, we never have all the answers. We never know 100% whether what we're doing was the right thing to do, but we can feel it, and we can also see it from the perspective of how it helps us in our development and in our healing journey. So I don't think the important question is, how can I do this right? The important question is, how can I open to being guided by spirit, so I can make decisions about my life that are going to bring me whatever it is that I need next. whatever it is that I seem to be missing in the now. So staying open, remaining open, it's super important. And a way of doing it is, like I said, giving yourself the privilege of you being your best friend, being there for your longings, for your fears, for your needs, and without being judgmental of them. So compassionate self-talk, and also taking it a step further through your own way of expressing your creativity is going to allow you to open to being inspired. It's going to allow you to open to being guided, and it's going to allow you to be open to what it is, to what's possible for you from within, because nobody else really knows what's possible or what's best for you. I mean, you might not even know, but that's why it is important to make decisions based on alignment, personal values and longings and needs, and surrendering to spirit to be able to guide us in that quest. It is about relationship, a direct personal conversation with spirit, with God, with the divine, in whatever way feels more true to you. I'm not here to judge, and I'm not here to be convinced that your way is the best way either. I think we all know how we can best connect to our spirit, to our divinity, to our true potential, our highest destiny. So the goal is not certainty. The goal is trust, that you will be able to trust yourself. If you're navigating a life transition, I really invite you to ask yourself questions like this: where can I speak to myself with more compassion? What areas of your life you need to be less judgmental and more compassionate? What truth am I ready to acknowledge with honesty? What possibilities can I explore with curiosity? What creative passion is calling me back to life? Like I said, is it music? Is it dance? Whatever is going to lift your energy, your vibration, is going to make you feel lighter, and it's going to make you feel more open, and that you've lost this necessity to control everything. That works. That's your channel. That's the way you connect with your own soul and with the bigger soul, with the spirit. And most importantly, remember that what doesn't feel easy, it's sometimes the best way spirit has to communicate with us. So don't turn away from it. Listen to your longings, honor them. Don't go crazy about it. I mean, stay grounded, but be able to feel your own wounds, your own pains, because, I believe that we come to this life to learn, to evolve. And for that, you need to be quite honest with yourself. And if you're not willing to pay attention to your own wounds, how are you going to nurture them? How are you going to heal them? Not a chance, right? So, what am I longing for that I am now ready to honor is a great question to ask yourself. And please remember, you don't need to have all the answers today. You only need the courage to start asking questions and to listen, to nurture your relationship with yourself, to trust your inner voice, and to open your heart to inspiration and divine guidance. Because when you do, you don't just rebuild your life, you rediscover your soul. And remember, if there's a part of you that feels like I deserve more, don't postpone that. Ask in what ways you deserve more. Is it more truth? Is it more time? Is it more love? More connection? Is it more financial stability? Is it more creativity? What is it that you deserve more of? And when you choose to believe that, when you choose to believe that you do deserve more, then you open yourself to a life that is authentic, a life that is inspired, a life that is meaningful and truly your own. So if this message resonated with you today, I invite you to subscribe to my channel for more reflections on life transitions and self-leadership. Please download my Sovereign Sensitive Reset in the description below, and try to save 15 minutes of your precious time to lay down, put your headphones, light a candle, and allow this meditation to really guide you to your inner truth and how you currently feel about life and what you want next. So download it, and like I said, it's not something that you can listen to as you go for a walk. You need to pause and you need to have a notebook ready, because you will get some answers to my questions. Your inner voice will be like so glad that you're paying attention. It will have lots to say. So have a notebook that you can write your answers. If this, after these, you want to take it further, know that I am here to help you in this transition as a highly empathetic person, and also a high capacity person that doesn't want to come to terms with this idea that this is it, that there's no more to life than this. If you don't think that that's true, if you think that there should be more to life than what you are currently experiencing, I want you to know that I am 100% advocating for you to turn your sensitivity into power, into guidance, into self-leadership, into sovereignty. You have to know what you want. You have to say yes to your longings. You have to say yes to your dreams. And for that, you need to send the inner critic away. You have to be very compassionate with yourself. And you have to also sometimes allow creativity to make it safe enough for you to start expressing those longings. So find your creative outlet, whatever it is, and book a clarity call if you want to explore further with me. And I'd love to help you. And it's totally possible for you to manifest a life that you truly love and that brings lots of meaning and inner peace and joy into your life. Thank you for being here.